is rich and abundant natural country. It is made up of 7,107 islands, in which coastal areas are the center of the lives of most Filipino people. However, in recent years, there is a decline in the quality of marine ecosystem due to several human factors such as illegal fishing, water pollution, and improper waste management. Each of these has already a large contribution to the increasing decline of the quality in marine biodiversity. Furthermore, coupled with significant climate change threat, the Philippines will undoubtedly significantly will suffer in all sectors, economic, social, and industry. However, at the same time, the Philippines also created environmental policies and technological innovations to combat the threat of climate change. As the increasing danger climate change poses, the country, the Philippines, the future seems obscure and ambiguous if the trend or the current state of affairs remain unchanged.
Philippines is a country that is abundant in rich in biodiversity and ecosystem. Moreover, Philippines has several natural resources that adds up to its uniqueness. However, for the past few years, the overall amount of Philippine marine life and marine ecosystems have degraded. According to Smith 2017, the coral reefs in the Philippines, which are extremely important part in maintaining balance in the marine ecosystem, have significantly been reduced. Only 5% remain of coral reefs out of 75% of coral reefs covered due to the ongoing illegal practices such as illegal fishing, dynamite fishing, cyanide fishing, etc.
Climate change will bring numerous grave consequences globally, specifically to countries that are close in the sea, such as Philippines and Japan. Philippines is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire, in which it is located in a vulnerable area, which in average of 20 typhoons enter the Philippine area of responsibility, and half of it making landfall. In the past recent years, the Philippines has seen typhoons that are increasingly more severe. According to the Global Climate Risk Index, the Philippines is listed as one of the countries that are most affected by climate change since it is surrounded by bodies of water. And that, in the incoming years, the average sea surface temperature and seawater will rise, will bring devastating effects in the country, which will result in food shortage, stifle economic growth, increased poverty, and massive migration.
Increasing threat of climate change continues and will bring its devastating impacts. There have been several or numerous technological innovation and environmental back policies that have been created to combat or lessen climate change. According to research, transportation represents 23% of global produced CO2 emissions. As the increasing need for transportation continues and it is a priority for the well-being of the country's economic status, it is more evident, and as a result, the global CO2 emission will continue to increase and the climate change effects or negative effects will continue unless something is to be done. However, there have been numerous technological innovation. For example, car manufacturers have created electric car vehicles which run only by electricity, which as a result reduce which reduce CO2 emissions coming from fossil fuel vehicles, such as the companies that have created electric vehicles are Toyota, Porsche, Tesla, and etc. Furthermore, there have been numerous are several environmental back policies that have been created all around the world. One prominent example of this is the Paris Climate Change Agreement that was done or signed by several countries in 2015. It indicates that, under agreement, that several countries agree on a consensus to limit the global temperature by 2 Celsius.
Moreover, a study done in 2013 indicates that the development of sustainable energy is the combination of well-planned policies of different areas such as economic, social, and environmental interest. This goes to say that the Philippines also created its own environmental laws. In accord to the topic, RA 9275 or the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004. The purpose of this law is to protect the country's water bodies from land sources pollution, such as industries, plastic waste, and etc. However, it is evident in the past recent years that this law is not upheld by most people. According to Renata in 2019, the Philippines is the third biggest source of plastic leaking countries in the ocean. The Philippines produce 2.7 million metric tons of plastic trash each year, in which 20% or 521,000 out of 2.7 million metric tons of plastic trash ends up in the ocean.
If people continue to throw waste in the sea or continue their irresponsible behavior, then it is no doubt that water pollution in the Philippines will increase, which as a result, given the current state of the poor management waste of the country, will only lead to people getting diseases from dirty water, marine life decreasing from pollution from land-based sources, which in turn can stifle the Philippines economy. Apparently, the future of marine ecosystems in the Philippines seem oblique and obscure if this trend continues. It is safe to say that the Philippines will be one of the first countries that will experience the devastating effects and consequences of climate change due to its geographical location. Not to mention, since the Philippines is a developing country, with its economy still growing and its disaster risk programs are still not enough to accommodate the incoming threat of climate change, it is undoubtedly certain to say that the Philippines will be the threshold of the incoming terror of climate change, and that the lifestyle of the people of the Philippines will vastly change, diminishing and mocking the security given by the environmental laws and follow-pins the Philippine government created to combat climate change. In general, the Philippines will be a primary example of the mortifying effects of climate for other countries, since it will be the one of the countries that experience first the effects of climate change, and it is safe to say that the disastrous effects of the climate change has already manifested itself, and that the climate change has started affecting the lives of the Filipino people.
As the next decade is in play, it is extremely crucial and imperative that we take action in diminishing the impacts of climate change. We have seen in the last decade the hottest year temperature ever recorded, the hottest temperature recorded in a day, or in other words, record-breaking temperatures in the preceding decade. This proves that climate change has already manifested and, if not lessened, the record-breaking temperatures recorded in the preceding decade may change in the future. Later, not sooner. This just after the year 2020 came, climate change has lashed out its first move against us. The manifestation of the first move of the climate change this year 2020 is the burning bushfire or forest fire in Australia. Even now, as I'm saying these words, the plants, trees, forests, and animals in the forests of Australia continues to burn. The following footage shows the continuous burning of forests in Australia and the manifestation of the negative consequence of climate change all around the globe. Moreover, the bushfire in Australia is a primary example in the future of all the countries in the world if they themselves don't take action now to diminish or lessen the negative impact of climate change. Moreover, polar ice melting, forest burning, typhoons, and hurricanes frequently occurring, famine and drought, and increasing heat temperature will be the normal trends in the future if we don't execute now and try our best to combat climate change. And lastly, to wrap up our documentary, here's a speech made by the UN chief to remind us of our future against climate change.
We're facing a man-made disaster of global scale, our greatest threat in thousands of years, climate change. If we don't take action, the collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon. The United Nations provides a unique platform that can unite the whole world. And as the Paris Agreement proved, together we can make real change happen. The world's people have spoken. Their message is clear. Time is running out. They want you, the decision makers, to act now. They're behind you, along with civil society represented here today, supporting you in making tough decisions, but also willing to make sacrifices in their daily lives. To help make change happen, the United Nations is launching the Act Now bot, helping people to discover simple everyday actions that they can make, because they recognize that they too must play their part. The people have spoken. Leaders of the world, you must lead. The continuation of our civilizations and the natural world upon which we depend is in your hands. Thank you.